So we're at St Andrews. I think today's going to be a 2-1 victory. Che Adams and Juki goal. Keep right on. Come on, Blues.
Ladies and gents, we're down to the two teams. First of all, the visitors, Middlesbrough. Number 23, Darren Randolph. 3, George Brent. 4, Daniel Ayala. 6, Danny Bath. 8, Adam Clayton. 11, Jordan Hugel. 16, Jonathan Housen. 20, Dale Fry. 22, George Saville. 26, Louis Swing. And 37, Mo Message. Subsidy for Middlesbrough, 31, Andy Lonergan. 9, Brits Assombalonga. 17, Paddy McNair. 18, Ashley Fletcher. 19, Stuart Downing. 28, Marcus Tavernier. And 29, Rajiv Van Lamara. Are you ready for the Blues then? In goal, number 1, Lee Camp. 3, Christian Pedersen. 5, Maxine Collin. 6, Michael Kiftenbels. 9, Shay Adams. 10, Luka Shukovic. 12, Harley Dean. 19, Jack Magoma. 20, Gary Gardner. 23, Hotta. And 28, Captain Michael Morrison. So today for the Blues, number 27, Conor Truman. 7, Conor Mahoney. 8, Craig Gardner. 11, Isaac Vassell. 22, Luke Solomon Ottermore. 25, Josh Davis Conley. And 45, Wes Harding. Today's referee is Graham Scott. What are you going to do? Gamble. He's got a gamble! Oh. Are you gambling, Jordan? Of course he's gambling. From the 18-yard line then. From the 18 yards. You got 2 tickets. This is for a signed programme. Off we go. Oh, he's done it. If this was yesterday, you wouldn't be able to play because you have to be over 18. It's 18 today, everyone. Come on, Owen. Beautiful. Are you gambling? Because you can now. You can gamble now. It's brilliant, isn't it? No, it's not. Don't do it. Gambleaware.co.uk. Alright? Here we go. Owen on his 18th birthday. Don't mess it up, it's your birthday.
Well, of course, he's punched, isn't he?
It's in. Owen. Come this way. You've got 2 tickets, a signed programme. Do you want to gamble? Because you can now because you're 18. For a hospitality package. What do you think you should do? What are you going to do?
Yeah, might as well do.
Oh, come on then! The first day of being allowed to gamble, and he's gambled twice already. Okay. From about here. Don't slip over though. For the hospitality package. Get behind him, it's Owen! Oh no! Substitution for Birmingham City, replacing number 6, Michael Cliftonbell.
Can you explain that, my friend? Oh, you all know now, but if you see the highlights, it was a blatant penalty, mate.
Well, I know a couple of weeks ago he got booked for simulation, and in that game he was also worthy of a penalty, but I don't know, in a way, his own worst enemy. But what you're saying today again, he didn't get the decisions that he should have got.
No. I think he's a marksman with the referees, because obviously they've booked him before for simulation.
Yeah, it's a harsh result in that sense. It's the classic sucker punch, isn't it? You know, we knew what to expect. You know, when you see the team sheet with 4 defenders and 5 midfielders, you know it's going to be a difficult team to try and break down. And unfortunately, we conceded the goal and went in at half time that 1-0 down. But I thought second half we were fantastic. We showed the right response, the character again to come back out and find our way back to what was a deserved equaliser at that point, and the team that was in the ascendancy in the second half, and to get that endeavour and the quality finish from Shea as well was more than what we deserved. And unfortunately we got caught in with that one moment of sucker punch, and it was, yeah, we're disappointed with that because of the way it happened. You know, it was just a direct ball through the middle, and we didn't deal with it. But I think that's a very harsh outcome on the players there, especially for the way that we went about the second half. And unfortunately, that's football. Unfortunately, that's that moment or that margin that went against us. And but no, credit to the players, the way we come out second half. We deserve more than that equaliser, and we managed to get it, and we deserve something from the game. But unfortunately, we didn't get that today.
So it is review time of Middlesbrough at home. It's a interesting game to review, as it was a 2-1 defeat. And it wasn't really a game for the supporters. And that's probably the best way to describe it, is also as saying it was a Tony Pulis match. You could tell we were playing a Tony Pulis team from their style of play, because it was to bore the opponents and force them into making a mistake, which does work, but the football is, it is dreadful. I could not watch that every week. First half an hour was the most pointless half an hour of football in probably this season, and probably what we're going to be seeing for a long while, because it was both teams just kicking the ball about, being boring. A dull first 30 minutes, and it just didn't. Nothing came up of anything, and nothing really happened at all. There was a couple of chances then. We had the one where we cleared it off the line twice and made a save, and then we cleared another one from the middle of the box. And then they scored a goal which wasn't great defending. But it let them put across the box. A player on the front post was taken down, and Camp had gone to the front post to try and stop it. He didn't stop it on the front post. It went past Camp. Open on the back post was Wing, I think his name was, and he put it in the back post. It was a decent finish, but it was bad defending, and not very good at all by Camp, completely missing the ball. Then we kind of went back to boring football again, and we were bored out the game. At half time, it was okay, why? Why is this game a thing? And I would say up until about the 60th minute, we didn't look like doing much. The 60th minute, we finally started playing the ball on the floor. We had a couple of through balls to Che, a couple of balls through to Duke, a couple of chances that didn't materialise as goals, but we were having chances and it was growing, and it became a bit of a better game for 10-15 minutes, and we scored. And that was just, it was perfect, the goal. But what came next was a mistake. What came next was a very bad mistake. I agreed with bringing Isaac Vassell on. I agreed with them doing a sub at that point. I would have done a sub if we hadn't scored. I would have done a sub if we'd scored. It was the perfect time to do a sub. Bringing Isaac Vassell on was going to bring a bit of pace, power, passion, and the fans were going to get up for it, and it was going to look great. But if there was one player on that pitch I wouldn't have brought off, it was Kieftenbeld. Our centre midfielder, probably the only midfielder we had on the pitch at that point who could defend. Gardner doesn't defend very much. Magoma and Hotter are wingers and they don't defend. And he brought him off, and it was like, okay, if you'd have brought off Magoma, you could have played the Kieftenbeld with Hotter and Gardner, and that would have worked. But the way he did it, it just was not going to work. We had a chance, we pushed the ball forward, and we missed. They then counter-attacked with Assombalonga, put the ball through. 2 central defenders couldn't be bothered to put in a challenge. He just ran straight through the middle of them. Came off his line, went back to his line, then came back off his line again, leaving himself vulnerable to the back post, and 3/4 of his goal was left open. And it was a good finish by Assombalonga. Che's and Assombalonga's finishes were brilliant. One thing I can't get through my head is the decision of not giving a penalty and giving a dive against Che Adams. I thought that was a disgraceful decision. It looked a blatant pen, and I can't see why a player of the pace and power of Che Adams would have gone down when he would have been clean through. I can't see why he would go down. There was a few decisions which were dodgy. The ref really didn't seem to know what he was doing in the game. He gave them free kicks, then didn't give us the free kicks for the same thing. Then he gave us a free kick for ridiculous decisions. Then he refused to give a penalty and gave dive, and then gave him a yellow card, which should have been a penalty. Then up the other end, there was a clear dive. He did not give anything, and then wouldn't give a yellow card for it. It was strange all-round match. I would give my man of the match to Che Adams, because I think he had a very, very, very good second half. I think there was definitely a mad moment from Monk bringing off Kieftenbeld. I would say that is potentially what changed the game. I'm not going to say that the goal wouldn't have happened 100% if Kieftenbeld was on the pitch, but I feel it would have been different. And I think there was definitely other players that should have been brought off before Kieftenbeld. Yeah, so the next game is... It's Norwich. Yes, Norwich. Norwich on a Friday night, which is nice. Yeah, and then we've got Swansea on a Tuesday night after that. So we've got 2 late ones. But, hey, loyal supporters always go. We've got our tickets to both of them, and we're ready. I think it'll be great days out, hopefully. Looking at the fixture list, yes, this is on my computer, but I would say these 2 and those 2 could define our season and what we are going to do next. Today, we could have done with a win against a team like Middlesbrough, who are a mid-table team, mid to upper table team, probably by the end of the season. But you've got Norwich, who actually drew today. Swansea, who are a decent team but aren't doing as well as they probably should be. Forest, who are doing better than they should be, but they've just lost their manager. And Queen's Park Rangers, who are doing an incredible amount better than they should be. So you've got 4 very important games coming up. Also, I would like to thank James Hand, Amanda didn't get a second name, and from Tappet, and Jay and David Brown, Davo, to all you guys for the opportunity to test out Tappet today. It was a great meeting everybody. Thanks for the opportunity and the publicity. And yeah, it was good to see Tappet working, as earlier in the season it wasn't working quite as well, but there was a lot of people using it and there was a lot of compliments to Tappet, and I had a few people actually, after I was talking to them, ask me to pass some things on to them from positive messages, and people were happy with it, and it was making it a lot easier. The transfer of money was a lot easier, doing the paying within the stadium rather than having the QR code and all that. It was a lot better. So thank you, Tappet. Thank you, Fast Pay people. Keep right on. On to the next game. Norwich away, Friday night. Keep right on.